Although Logan's absence from the Gilmore Girls finale might seem strange, it makes perfect sense for the show's story. The cast of Gilmore Girls went through a lot of heartache over the years as Lorelai and Rory tried to find their respective Mr. Right. Lorelai dated Max Medina, Jason, and even Christopher before finally ending up with Luke, and Rory dated Dean, Jess, and Logan without ever ending up with any of them. Although fans still debate which boyfriend was best for Rory, there is no denying who she seemed most likely to end up with. While Jess's final Gilmore Girls appearance proved he was more mature than Stars Hollow gave him credit for, it was Logan who dated Rory throughout the show's final seasons. Gilmore Girls seemed to be setting up an ending where Rory would settle down with the hard-partying rich kid until she rejected Logan's proposal in the show's penultimate episode. This looked like the right choice for Rory, who went on to cover Barack Obama's election campaign for a newspaper as she graduated from Yale. However, Rory's a-year-in-the-life story does cast doubt on this decision. Why Logan had to walk away after Rory rejected his marriage proposal. Logan and Rory staying together would never have worked out. Rory suggested that she and Logan could stay together and try a long-distance relationship, but Logan turned down this option for two reasons. For one, his pride is stung by her turning down his proposal, and, for another, Logan struggled with the idea of monogamy even when the pair weren't maintaining a long-distance relationship. Logan was smart enough to know that things would not work out between himself and Rory in the long run, so it was better for both of them to break up after she turned down his proposal. Logan's logic was that the pair shouldn't stay together if they were not getting married, which is hard to argue with given how historically flighty both characters have been. Although some of Gilmore Girls' most infamous plotlines took place in the show's final season, this twist was grounded in something like reality. Rather than condemning them to the pain of trying, failing, and resenting each other more or holding each other back, Logan gave the couple a relatively clean break. A failed marriage proposal is, after all, as good a time to end a romantic relationship as any. It made sense not having Logan around for Gilmore Girls' finale. Logan's presence would have been weird in Season 7's ending. In retrospect, Logan leaving Gilmore Girls before the final itself is a smart, thematically fitting choice. The show's penultimate episode puts an end to Rory's time at Yale in every way, wrapping up the stories of Doyle and Paris as well as Logan's subplot. This way, the finale, although it does have some more goodbyes, can focus more on Rory's new beginnings and future. Focusing on her relationship with Logan, particularly as it ended, would have distracted her from this uplifting coda. The show was also able to center its most pivotal relationship as a result. One of the biggest problems with Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, was the revival's failure to recognize that Lorelai and Rory's relationship was the center of the series, not their love lives. In contrast, the finale did justice to the original premise of Gilmore Girls by focusing on Lorelai and Rory, and the fact that Lorelai's relationship with Luke needed more screen time meant that dropping Logan was a perfectly timed decision. Thus, Logan leaving Gilmore Girls in the penultimate episode was not only the right call, but essential to balancing the events of the finale. What happened to Logan after Gilmore Girls? Logan and Rory shared an affair in A Year in the Life. By the time Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life began, Logan was engaged to a wealthy heiress and Rory had a boyfriend, Paul, whose very existence she often struggled to recall. Despite this, Logan and Rory had an affair throughout Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, eventually culminating in Logan's friends taking Rory on one of their trademark wild nights out in the revival's final episode, Fall. Although Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life story problems were numerous, the handling of Rory and Logan's relationship was uniquely contentious. Rory's decision to turn down Logan initially seemed like a wise choice as she prioritized her own career and future over her romantic life. However, Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life proved that Rory had never really quit Logan, and the pair had been stuck in a toxic no-strings-attached dynamic for the intervening decade. This contributed to the sense that Rory was stuck in a rut as a character, stagnating in the same mindset she had inhabited since high school. Unfortunately, this revelation soured the smart choice to cut Logan out of the original Gilmore Girls finale.